Hello everyone, welcome back to another Bible quiz. Thank you for being here today. My name is Lachlan. I'll be your host as we go through this quiz, and you're going to be asked a bunch of questions based on the Bible, and then we're going to reveal the answer to you as well as the verse that they came from. So let's see how many you can get right. First question is, who was God talking to when he said this? No one will be able to stand against you all the days of your life. As I was with Moses, so I will be with you. I will never leave you nor forsake you. Was it Aaron, Nun, or Joshua? The correct answer is Joshua. And in Joshua 1 verse 5 it says, no one will be able to stand against you all the days of your life. As I was with Moses, so I will be with you. I will never leave you nor forsake you. Question number 2. Where did the spies of Joshua hide when they were in Jericho? Was it in a temple, in Rahab's house, or in one of the city guards' houses? The correct answer is in Rahab's house, and in Joshua chapter 2 verse 1 we read, Then Joshua son of Nun secretly sent 2 spies from Shittim. Go look over the land, he said, especially Jericho. So they went and entered the house of a prostitute named Rahab and stayed there. Question number 3. What was Achan's sin? Was it adultery, theft, or murder? The correct answer is theft. And in Joshua chapter 7 verse 21, we read, When I saw in the plunder a beautiful robe from Babylonia, 200 shekels of silver and a bar of gold weighing 50 shekels, I coveted them and took them. They are hidden in the ground inside my tent with silver underneath. Question number 4. After he confessed his sin, what did the rest of Israel do to Achan and his family? They took all their possessions and left them, they stoned them, then burned them, or they made them slaves. The correct answer is they stoned them, then burned them. And in Joshua chapter 7 verse 25, Joshua said, Why have you brought this trouble on us? The Lord will bring trouble on you today. Then all Israel stoned him, and after they had stoned the rest, they burned them. Question number 5. For deceiving Joshua and the other Israelites, the Gibeonites were cursed to work as what? Was it woodcutters and water carriers, foot soldiers and cleaners, or drum beaters and cooks? The correct answer is woodcutters and water carriers. And in Joshua 9 verse 23 it says, You are now under a curse. You will never be released from service as woodcutters and water carriers for the house of my God. Question number 6. Where did the 5 Amorite kings hide to avoid getting killed by Joshua and the Israelites? Was it in a house at Achan? Was it in a cave at Makkedah? Or in a temple at Libnah? The correct answer is in a cave at Makkedah. And in Joshua 10:16 it says, Now the 5 kings had fled and hidden in the cave at Makkedah. Question number 7. How old was Joshua when he died? Was he 140 years old, 210 years old, or 110 years old? The correct answer is 110 years old. And in Joshua 24 verse 29 it says, After these things Joshua son of Nun, the servant of the Lord, died at the age of 110. Question number 8. Who was the first judge sent by God to save the Israelites from Achan Rishathaim, king of Aram? Was it Othniel, Gideon, or Ehud? The correct answer is Othniel, and in Judges 3 verse 9 to 10 it says, But when they cried out to the Lord, he raised up for them a deliverer, Othniel son of Kenaz, Caleb's younger brother, who saved them. The Spirit of the Lord came on him, so that he became Israel's judge and went to war. The Lord gave Achan Rishathaim, the king of Aram, into the hands of Othniel, who overpowered him. Question number 9. Because the Israelites did evil again, the Lord gave Eglon, king of Moab, power over Israel for how many years? Was it 40 years, 8 years, or 18 years? The correct answer is 18 years. And in Judges 3 verse 14 it says, The Israelites were subject to Eglon, king of Moab, for 18 years. Question number 10. Who said this line? Pardon me, my Lord, but how can I save Israel? My clan is the weakest in Manasseh, and I am the least in my family. Was it Gideon, Deborah, or Shamgar? The correct answer is Gideon, and in Judges 6 verse 15, it says, "Pardon me, my lord," Gideon replied, "but how can I save Israel? My clan is the weakest in Manasseh, and I am the least in my family." Question number 11. Gideon defeated the oppressive Midianites with how many men? Was it 33,000, 300, or 3,000? The correct answer is 300, and in Judges chapter 7 verse 7 it says, "The Lord said to Gideon, with the 300 men that lapped, I will save you and give the Midianites into your hands. Let all the others go home." Question number 12. When Gideon died, who did the Israelites worship? Was it Baal-berith, the Lord, or Asherah? The correct answer is Baal-berith, and in Judges 8:33 it says, "No sooner had Gideon died than the Israelites again prostituted themselves to the Baals, and they set up Baal-berith as their god." Question number 13. What is the name of Samson's father? Was it Manoah, Jephthah, or Elon? The correct answer is Manoah, and in Judges 13 verse 2-3 it says, "A certain man of Zorah named Manoah from the clan of the Danites had a wife who was childless, unable to give birth. The angel of the Lord appeared to her and said, 'You are barren and childless, but you are going to become pregnant and give birth to a son.'" Question number 14. What is the name of Moses' father-in-law? Is it Job, Jethro, or Jacob? The correct answer is Jethro, and in Exodus chapter 3 verse 1, it says, "Now Moses was tending the flock of Jethro, his father-in-law, the priest of Midian, and he led the flock to the far side of the wilderness and came to Horeb, the mountain of God." Question number 15. Moses and Aaron were already in their blank when they spoke to Pharaoh. Were they in their 80s, their 50s, or their 30s? The correct answer is their 80s, and in Exodus chapter 7 verse 7 it says, "Moses was 80 years old and Aaron 83 when they spoke to Pharaoh." Question number 16. What is the third plague of Egypt? Was it boils, gnats, or hail? The correct answer is gnats, and in Exodus 8, chapter 8, verse 16, it says, "Then the Lord said to Moses, 'Tell Aaron, stretch out your staff and strike the dust of the ground, and throughout the land of Egypt the dust will become gnats.'" Question number 17. How long did the Israelites live in Egypt before the Exodus? Was it 430 years, 43 years, or 234 years? Correct answer is 430 years. And in Exodus 12 verse 40-41 we read, "Now the length of time the Israelite people lived in Egypt was 430 years. At the end of the 430 years to the very day, all the Lord's divisions left Egypt." Question number 18. How long was Jonah in the belly of the fish? Was it 40 days and 40 nights, 7 days and 7 nights, or 3 days and 3 nights? Correct answer is 3 days and 3 nights. And in Jonah chapter 1 verse 17 it says, "Now the Lord provided a huge fish to swallow Jonah, and Jonah was in the belly of the fish 3 days and 3 nights." Question number 19. What is the name of Hosea's firstborn? Was it Beeri, Jezreel, or Lo-ruhamah? Correct answer is Jezreel. And in Hosea 1 verse 4 it says, "Then the Lord said to Hosea, 'Call him Jezreel, because I will soon punish the house of Jehu for the massacre at Jezreel, and I will put an end to the kingdom of Israel.'" Question number 20. Hosea and Gomer's third child is named Lo-ami, which means what? Not my people, not loved, or not protected. The correct answer is not my people. And in Hosea 1 verse 9 it says, "Then the Lord said, 'Call him Lo-ami,' which means not my people, for you are not my people, and I am not your God." Question number 21. Where did Lot and his family flee to avoid the Lord's wrath on Sodom and Gomorrah? Was it Pella, Gomorrah, or Zor? The correct answer is Zor, and in Genesis 19 verse 22 it says, "But flee there quickly, because I cannot do anything until you reach it. That is why the town was called Zor." Question number 22. What is the name of the son of Lot's younger daughter who is considered the father of the Ammonites? Is it Abimelech, Moab, or Ben-Ami? The correct answer is Ben-Ami, and in Genesis 19 verse 38 it says, "The younger daughter also had a son, and she named him Ben-Ami, and he is the father of the Ammonites of today." Question number 23. What is the name of the place where Abimelech and Abraham made a treaty? Is it Beersheba, Hebron, or Shechem? The correct answer is Beersheba, and in Genesis 21 verse 31 it says, "So that place was called Beersheba because the two men swore an oath there." Question number 24. What are the names of Isaac and Rebekah's twin sons? Is it Esau and Jacob, Cain and Abel, or Ephraim and Manasseh? The correct answer is Esau and Jacob, and in Genesis 25 verse 25-26 it says, "The first to come out was red, and his whole body was like a hairy garment, so they named him Esau. After this his brother came out with his hand grasping Esau's heel, so he was named Jacob. Isaac was 60 years old when Rebekah gave birth to them." Question number 25. Who warned Jacob that Esau is planning to kill him? Was it Isaac, Laban, or Rebekah? The correct answer is Rebekah, and in Genesis 27 verse 42, when Rebekah was told that her older son Esau had said, she sent for her younger son Jacob and said to him, "Your brother Esau is planning to avenge himself by killing you." Question number 26. Who killed the Shechemites to avenge their sister Dinah? Was it Reuben and Judah, Simeon and Levi, or Gad and Asher? The correct answer is Simeon and Levi, and in Genesis 34 verse 25 it says, 3 days later, while all of them were still in pain, two of Jacob's sons, Simeon and Levi, Dinah's brothers, took their swords and attacked the unsuspecting city, killing every male. Question number 27. What was the new name that God gave to Jacob? Was it Israel, Ishmael, or Joseph? The correct answer is Israel. In Genesis 35 verse 10 it says, God said to him, "Your name is Jacob, but you will no longer be called Jacob. Your name will be Israel." So he named him Israel. Question number 28. Rachel died after giving birth to her last son. What was his name? Was it Joseph, Zebulun, or Benjamin? The correct answer is Benjamin. And in Genesis 35 verse 18 it says, "As she breathed her last, for she was dying, she named her son Ben-Oni, but his father named him Benjamin." Question number 29. Joseph's brothers called him a what? Troublemaker, a dreamer, or a herder? The correct answer is dreamer. And in Genesis 37 to 19, "Here comes the dreamer," they said to each other. Question number 30. Who among Joseph's brother wanted to save him? Was it Asher, Judah, or Reuben? The correct answer is Reuben, and in Genesis 37, 21 to 22 says, "When Reuben heard this, he tried to rescue him from their hands. 'Let's not take his life,' he said. 'Don't shed any blood. Throw him into this cistern here in the wilderness, but don't lay a hand on him.' Reuben said this to rescue him from them and take him back to his father." Question number 31. Who was the wife of Joseph the dreamer? Was it Asenath, Tamar, or Shua? The correct answer is Asenath, and in Genesis 41 to 45 it says, "Pharaoh gave Joseph the name Zaphanath-Paneah and gave him Asenath, daughter of Potiphar, priest of On, to be his wife, and Joseph went throughout the land of Egypt." Question number 32. What was the name of Joseph the dreamer's second son? Was it Manasseh, Potipharah, or Ephraim? The correct answer is Ephraim, and in Genesis 41 to 52, it says, "The second son he named Ephraim and said, 'It is because God has made me fruitful in the land of my suffering.'" Question number 33. What did John the Baptist eat? Was it locusts and wild honey, apples and almonds, or fish and olives? The correct answer is locusts and wild honey. And in Mark 1 verse 6 it says, "John wore clothing made of camel's hair and with a leather belt around his waist, and he ate locusts and wild honey." Question number 34. Who was John the Baptist talking to when he said this? "It is not lawful for you to have your brother's wife"? Was it Peter, Philip, or King Herod? The correct answer is King Herod, and in Mark chapter 6 verse 18 it says, "For John had been saying to Herod, 'It is not lawful for you to have your brother's wife.'" Question number 35. Where in the Bible can you find this line? "But you, Lord, are a shield around me, my glory, the one who lifts my head high"? Is it Psalms, Proverbs, or Corinthians? The correct answer is Psalms, and in Psalms chapter 3 verse 3 it says, "But you, Lord, are a shield around me, my glory, the one who lifts my head high." Question number 36. This line, "Truly he is my rock and my salvation, he is my fortress, I will not be shaken," can be found where? In the Old Testament or the New Testament? The correct answer is the Old Testament. And in Psalm 62 verse 6 it says, "Truly he is my rock and my salvation, he is my fortress, I will not be shaken." Question number 37. True or false? You can find this line in the Old Testament. "I am the way and the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me." Is that true or false? Correct answer is false. And in John 14 verse 6 it says, "Jesus answered, 'I am the way and the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me.'" Question number 38. Where in the Bible can you find this? "Stop judging by mere appearances, but instead judge correctly." Is this in Jude, Mark, or John? Correct answer is John, and in John chapter 7 verse 24 it says, "Stop judging by mere appearances, but instead judge correctly." Question number 39. Where in the Bible can you find this? "Be joyful in hope, patient in affliction, and faithful in prayer." Is it in Romans, Chronicles, or Deuteronomy? Correct answer is Romans, and in Romans 12 verse 12 it says, "Be joyful in hope, patient in affliction, faithful in prayer." Question number 40. Complete the sentence, "For we live by blank and not by sight." Is that blank breath, faith, or riches? The correct answer is faith, and in 2 Corinthians 5 verse 7 it says, "For we live by faith and not by sight." That's the end of the quiz today. Thank you so much for playing along. Please let us know how many you got right in the comments below, and make sure that you subscribe so you don't miss another Bible quiz when it comes out.